I wanted to say there's a live weekend. I think it will be in Dutch because most people are Dutch people. It's the next week is 26th of June in the afternoon from 1 till 5. So there is still place. So if you want to come, it would be nice. It's great. It's a great afternoon, just talking together about nothing. It will be great. It's nice to be
Amsterdam.
with people that are open to this. That's nice.
In Amsterdam.
It's in Amsterdam. Okay, yeah. Okay. This is it. This is it. And there's only what's happening. That's the very simple message. That's everything. That's the message. And then when there's people and like little children are able to, the brains are able to abstract, there suddenly seems to be two. Like, oh, there's another people. There are other people in the room, or there's outside and inside and before and after. So the ability to abstract starts. And there seems to be two. And then when there's two, there's something, feels like there's something lost. And in the same time, there's something going on, like there's something not right. I'm not right, I'm not worthy. There's something not right in the world or with other people or with me. And there's a huge drive to make it right. And that's underneath and in everything. That's the drive. And this message is about, that's a misunderstanding. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. That's huge. We are so into, this is better than that, this is good, this is not good, it feels good, so it's good, or better to do that, or why should I do this, or trying to behave in a good way, an endless search for doing the right thing. And it never ends, because it's never enough. It's never that what we are looking for. Because that what we are looking for seems to be something perfect, something like always happiness or no pain anymore, or feeling good or relaxed in a way, free. And it's never always that. The awful thing about this searching, is that the searching is always in the story, is always in the real story. When there's someone, and that's on top of that whole surviving system, there seems to be a me, the one who can decide, and it feels like you are someone and I can decide and have a free will to do things, and I'm capable to change things. And there's something not right yet, there's something wrong. So I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to make a change or something special in the world. And it never is enough. And it can't be seen that there's a misunderstanding about there's nothing wrong. When there's nothing wrong, there's only what is. But when there's a distant, when there's a me and there's someone and there's other people and there's two, you could say, that's how it's meant. It's in the abstract thing. But when there's two, when a me and you and me and the world, me and other people, then there's always two. So there's trying to relate, there's trying to feel good. And underneath that, there's always something going on, like, oh, is this the right thing? Am I doing it right? And things like that. And then there can be starting a search. And some people look into relationships, working on relationships or money or power, or okay, a lot of different ways. Spirituality can be an issue. And some people go to non-duality. And it seems like non-duality is in some way, it's also a solution. And then there's something going on about knowing. When there's me, there's always trying to know, trying to control in a way, trying to make yourself safe or happy. And knowledge can be a huge help of that. When it's clear, it can be feels much more safe, or much more, maybe a bit more happy, can be. Knowing is just knowing. Being clear can happen, but there's nothing to do with this message. This message is not about knowing things. This is not about being clear. This is not about understanding. It's about loss. And that's strange, because we're so used to try to find something or to do something about what's going on or to understand. And this message has nothing to do with that. It's loss. It's the loss of a lot of concepts, the whole survival system and beliefs and concepts and feeling this is right or this is wrong. I don't know how you say, convictions maybe. There's a lot of things going on in the story and everything seems so real. When everything is real, and one moment, I do something about, it's going on, it's okay. So when there's looking into making things right, it's always doing it in the story of me, into relationships, maybe that they work better and knowing how to do it, or trying to earn enough money or have power, or trying to change yourself in a better person. And it's always in the real world. So it seems everything is real. The money is real. It's really important to earn money. It's important to be responsible. You have justice. There are a lot of things going on in the world. And everything seems very real. That's part of the me, part of the dream of me, that everything seems very real. Most of the time, it not only seems real, it is real. It is the truth. It's not even discussed or questioned. And then suddenly there can something be there like, oh, there's something else going on. And maybe it's not understood, but there's suddenly maybe in this meeting, or suddenly walking outside, and suddenly something stops and suddenly it seems it's not real. So there can be some moments, some awakening, you could say, that there's suddenly something else, another possibility. And then there can be a search for this, maybe in non-duality speakers. But a lot of the searching is going to, how can I get that back? How can I do something that whole frustration, that searching, that me, that end? The funny thing is, the me is already not real. The dream, that whole searching and relations and doing and the world is also not real. It's only an apparent happening. And it seems very real, but it's an appearance. And you don't have to believe that. That's nothing. It's just a new concept. So this is not about an organization with a lot of concepts. It's not like that. It's only a suggestion, and it can be like maybe there's a recognition, or how do you say that? There's a resonance about something else. There's something else. And that's underneath everything. There's something like there's nothing wrong. There's no me. There's already no me. So there's nothing to look for. There's nothing to do. There's no me. So doing is what's happening. Any doing is what's happening, is life. Any doing is life. What's happening is life. So it can't be wrong because it's life. Life is energy, like going like that, and that's it. And there's on top of that can be that whole dream and thinking about, oh, why is that? And how could I change it? And what is this? Oh, that feels wrong. And that whole thinking about what's going on. And it's a misunderstanding. But it's not only a misunderstanding in the mind and in the brain, in the thinking. It's embodied. It's much deeper and embodied. So can be so strong. And sometimes even when the already things are falling away and it's already very obvious that there's no me, maybe, and still things are going on. It has nothing to do with you being clear or being clear. It's energetic. So everything can go on, but it doesn't matter. But because what's going on, is it frustration? That feeling like that, is it? And we give it names, and then it's hearing like, oh, frustration. I don't want frustration, so how can I stop it? Or maybe there's fear, and this morning again I woke up with a lot of fear. Why is that again? What did I think yesterday, or what did I do? There's only what's happening. Waking up, maybe a sensation in the body, maybe even not in the body because we are so focused on that everything is happening in the body, but we don't know. It's somewhere in space happening, and it's not yours. There can be a sensation, feelings. Maybe you think you know what it is, maybe you don't know what it is. Doesn't matter. That's life. It's going, and it's going nowhere. It doesn't have any reason. It doesn't have any meaning. Life has not any meaning. And we as people think like, life has a meaning and we have to find the meaning of life and how to behave and what's the best thing and to be special for an inspiration for other people. It's always about me wanting to feel good. There's nothing wrong about that, but it's senseless. And when there's something not going, then it seems like, I'm not that inspiration. It didn't happen today, and I feel so bad. And what's happening is drinking coffee. It's walking. It's sitting. That's it. It's very, very tiny and simple. It is not a big thing. It's not a huge feeling of happiness or freedom. It's much more simple. It's not a feeling. It's everything. It's everything. So everything is, you can't say what it is because that's, when there's one, how can you say what's one? You can't. But you don't need to. Why should you? It's just living. There's living. Shopping, anything can happen. It doesn't matter what it is. And that's what in the dream and in the story, everything seems important, or it's important not to watch television all day, or maybe not to eat a lot of candies, or we have all kind of stuff that's not very good to do, or that's good to do, to give to poor people, or a lot of things going on like that's the right thing and that's the wrong thing. So there's a lot of trying to behave and trying to do the right thing or trying to feel good about what's going on. And it's just this. It's waving the hand. It's the sitting. It's a flower. It's nothing special. Nothing is special. Nothing is more important than anything else. That's the freedom. It's everything. It's everything. And it can't be wrong. That's the amazing, that's life. It's just like that. And it's not that you can reach that or something like that. It's already there. It's already that. And that can be like, but I don't see it and I don't feel that. All those thoughts is just what's happening. And we think there's a meaning in the thoughts and it's important to listen. If that's going on, then that's going on. That's life in that way. Nothing is wrong. That's huge. So we can talk about this and we can share maybe. Or maybe you have questions about this. And it can be any question. There are no wrong questions. A lot of questions about your story maybe or your relation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything is good question. That's a good question. It's just when there's a question, then that's it. When there's talking, then that's it. Okay, go on.
Yes, I have a question. My name is Renska. And I think you said, there's nothing you can reach, but I think when you really understand that idea of, everything is just happening, then it does make you feel better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really in control, everything, because like, I can feel really bad, like, I should do things differently. And, but then when the thought comes up, like, no, but everything is just happening, I can't do anything else than what I'm doing, then I feel some sort of relief.
Yeah.
So and that's what I want all the time then.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But when there's someone, sorry, go on.
So I don't really, there's something then that I want, I do want to reach it, like, and people, and like maybe you see that, you have that idea of how the life is, this idea of non-duality all the time, so then maybe you are more relaxed than people.
No, it's not like that. It's not like that. No, it's much more simple. That's the amazing. You're not the only one like that, like this, thinking like that. It seems like there's something to reach, because then we are so used to use our thoughts, like, there's a thought, like, but there's nothing going on and everything is just happening, and we are using that for things to happen or to realize what's going on, or what's the truth, or things like that. This is about loss, and that's we are so convinced that we are there. It's not even like that you think that all day, but it's just there, and then that it's up to you, or it's your life and it's your body and your feeling and your thoughts. So there's something going on, like, you can do that, or how can I do that, or things like that. So when I say there's no one, that's strange, because we try to have an image of that. So, maybe there's no one. So, and also trying to understand what is said there. And that can then there's again a new image about what is said here. So, maybe when I understand that and it's really clear, then maybe then the freedom is there. But this is not about understanding or being clear. It has nothing to do with that, and we are so used to do that, to use those thoughts and knowledge and understanding and being clear. This is about, there are so many concepts and beliefs and what we do, how do you say that? I don't know, aannames in Dutch. It's that you assume that it's like that, and it's not only that, but it's just normal and never questioned. And then suddenly there's a moment like, but is that sure? I don't know. Sure, it's not really sure. That's what I always thought, and I assumed that it was like that, but maybe it isn't. And that's about a lot of things. We assume that it's like that, but maybe it isn't. Then there's this message about that it's not. And is there someone who can decide? Maybe there isn't, because it seems like so solid and so, the only way. And then suddenly there's hearing something else. And then what here that happens is that a lot of everything is lost. So it's not about gaining something. It's about not knowing, really not knowing. And it's in the beginning, it sounds like walking naked about in the streets, because then suddenly there's nothing going on. But could I do that, or assumption? That's aanname, assumption. So and the one So it seems like, oh, we are in control, we are able to do things, and it isn't. And it can suddenly be realized like, oh, it isn't. But it's not realized. It's like there's something falling away, and suddenly like, oh, I don't know if it's really like that. So this is this in a way we're looking for something because that feels nice, that we know, and it gives good feeling. And about when there's talking about loss, then it's a bit threatening, because then we have a whole identity and do things done, and I know how that works, and then suddenly everything is lost. The identity, not knowing who you are, not knowing what's happening. And the strange thing is, it was already like that. It's already like that. But we think we know. We think we are capable of doing things. It isn't. It never has been like that. But it's so strong, that dream, I call it a dream, about the story, about how we can behave, and we are doing that. It's not we are doing that. It's what's happening. So there's no one doing that. So the freedom is already there. Yeah.
But then waking up out of the dream, that is then something. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like that. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But what is going on is that when there's living in that dream, and we see everything as real and things like that, and somebody's talking like this, the only way you can hear what I'm saying is that there's something is happening. When I'm saying no, nothing is happening, nothing happened, there's no change, that you can't understand that. So what we normally do is that we think, yeah, but there's something happened. So now you have this, or you can see this, or whatever. And then, so there's happening something, and I want that too, something like that. And I'm saying, no, it's already there. And that's strange, because I don't feel that, or I don't have that, or I don't. And it has nothing to do with that. It's everything. So the sitting, it's not a feeling like always happy of I feel so free all day. It's nothing going on about that. So it's no issue. Maybe you can say that. So.
But for example, the book "The Power of Now" by Eckhart Tolle. I think you know. Well, most people know it. Do you know it?
Yeah, a bit. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, he describes in the beginning of the book that he's sitting. He was very depressed, and then he's sitting at this bench, and then suddenly he also has this sort of like awakening. So yeah, that's also something happens, and he doesn't say, "Oh, I was doing this, I was doing that to make it happen." Somebody doesn't like Eckhart Tolle. Well, I do.
No, that doesn't. Just go on.
It does. There was something happening. That made him change.
But that's how he sees it, and the difference with this message is that when there's he's talking to someone. He's talking to other people, he's giving lessons about being in the now, or how you can do that, or things like that. I'm not so, it's a long time ago. There's something going on like trying to be in the now, or there are lessons to learn or to help or things like that. So he sees you and me, or like someone who can learn something. I don't see that. I don't see someone. There is no one. So there's nothing to learn. That's a misunderstanding, that we have to learn, because then when there's something to learn or to reach, there's something wrong, subtly. And that's so normal. We are so into that always. And that's always like, oh yeah, there's something, oh, maybe I can do that because then he is feeling better about that, or whatever. And there's always subtly something wrong, or something to learn, or something to do. And there's always, and when for example, what I know about being in the now, because I did all those things too. I did it too. Like I'm in the now, and then I thought, oh, I'm watching television. I totally forgot to be in the now. So there's something going wrong. And that struggle did go on for the whole time. So it was always the same. It was the same struggle. So I thought it can't be that. I didn't know what, but in that time, I just went, it's always the same thing. And I didn't know what else, so something like that. So, and this is about the loss of, that whole survivor beliefs that are there. Sometimes it's not even mentioned or not even noticed. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it's like in this meetings, sometimes can be a relaxation because there are no answers. There's no direction in what you can go, or nothing is given. And then the mind or that whole system get a bit bored, because we had that system wants some advice, some direction, something, and then it get a bit bored, and some people are frustrated and go away. Or say, this bullshit or anything, and sometimes it's like, there's something else, and I don't know, and this is not about feeling good. And that's what most people want, that it's about feeling good. It's about everything. So there's also, people say, I want to live like you. You don't know. You don't know what this life is about. It's everything. So it can be feelings like that, or pain, or nothing going on, or shopping. It's just a normal way. It's just normal. There's nothing special about it. That's the freedom also. It's already what's going on. Just sitting like that, that's it. Finish. Nothing more, nothing less. So it's not about being in the now or all those things about understanding. If you don't understand, so what? Life is not about understanding. Doesn't matter. There's walking. How can you understand that? It's just walking. That's it. Much more simple. It's much more simple. Somebody said it's too simple, and that's something it's about it, because we want some complicity, something to do, or something like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. There's a chat. Another speaker says that there's nothing happening. Do you also see it like this? Yeah, there's nothing happening. But I see it's not only there's nothing happening, and there's apparently everything. So that's together. It's not only there's nothing. No, I don't see that like that. There's also apparently everything. Seeing a lamp or a tower. Feelings. Can be feelings. But it's not, it's apparently it's there and it's not. Apparently, it's apparently there, pain, it's apparently there and it's not. That's crazy, because we see everything as real. And then suddenly there's hearing, hey, it's not only real. How is that possible? There's no answer to that. But it's going nowhere. That's the joy. It's going nowhere. No meaning. We think there's meaning and it has to happen like this, and this is important because we want to feel good. We want to feel good. When that's lost, that wanting to feel good, in a way, you could say that. It's everything. It can be anything. There can be all kinds of feelings, or, And it's not about me. what's also lost is there's no Rose. The thinking there's an identity and I'm like that, and how do I behave in a certain way, and how that my life, that's also lost. It's Rose is not important. And also not less important than anything else, of course. It's no issue.
Hello, Rose, it's Christiane.
Hello, hi.
Hello. Alors, it's about feeling, emotions, like a fear. I did something, and I'm so sure that the feeling is related to the me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it's so relating. I relate my feeling to something I did.
Yeah. Mm.
Because there's a need, and is there a difference between a feeling not related to the me and a feeling related to the me?
Yeah, but there is already no me. So, and there's also no relation. There is no me. So there's also no other person. There can be a feeling, but it has nothing to do with anything. We are so
Okay.
that's so embodied, that's so normal, that this has happened before, and what I did now, and now I'm feeling fear, so that's because of I did that, or I did not that, or she said that to me, or anything like that. It has nothing to do with me or something. It's a feeling, can be there for no reason. It's just that feeling. And we are thinking, oh, what can I do about it? Because we don't want to have fear or something like that. So there's something going on, like trying to get rid of it, or trying to feel it. Is also trying to get rid of it. So I did all that. So I know that. So, it's always being busy because there's something wrong. Fear can happen here too. Can be fear. Yeah. So. It comes and goes.
Yes.
Like everything else.
Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so convincing that the feeling is related to a me.
Yeah, yeah. We are always busy with relating that this is because of that, and
Yes.
that's so what is learned, what is embodied. It's more than a belief. It's embodied. It's so strong, and suddenly somewhere it's like, oh, is that so? Is that really so? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
So
Because sorry, yes.
you don't know. You don't know. Perhaps it's related. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not important.
Yeah. That's what me does. It wants to know to finally feel better. That's not what the normal is. And that's always trying to why and thinking, is it like that? And there's only not knowing. Well, that's what we don't want. That doesn't feel comfortable, it seems. Yes. But the strange thing is, when there's not knowing, it's not something special. It's not like, walking like that all day. No. Yes. It's very normal, because it's already like, how do you know what's happening next moment? You don't know. It's like we fill it in, and then we think, because of that, it's sure, and that gives kind of feeling of control, and it's a dream, but it's so convincing. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks. Mm, mm.
But some things we do know, right?
I don't know. What do we know?
Yeah, like if you jump off a
Mm.
high building, that you die.
Yeah,
Well, most of the time.
most of the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
something
then you
like
still
that. Yeah.
don't know for sure, but
But there's no one doing that, and that's the difference. You think you are doing it, you are deciding that, you know what's going to happen, all that, and that's an assumption. What she said, it's yeah. There's no one doing that. It's happening, and that that it's so normal to think or to believe or to not even question that you are doing that and you are capable to change or to do. And if it doesn't work, we think, oh, I didn't do enough or something like that. There's no
didn't do
one.
it the right way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, it's always like, and if it's going right, you think, yeah, I knew it was going to happen like that. It's always that. Yeah, it's always the same story about feeling good about because you a good intuition, or there's a disappointment and frustration because it doesn't work like you wanted, and what can I do now? And yeah, that it goes on and on. Yeah.
But still, we do like courses, like at work, you do
Yeah.
trainings, and then you do learn to do things differently.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And that's also
such.
just happening.
Yeah, it's happening, and that's because everything seems so real. So the brains are so capable of filling every hole. When there's watching a movie, there's just scenes, and they have nothing to do with each other. But then the brain fills it in, and then yeah, but next, yeah, now she's going, and then it's how that works. So that's with everything. So there seems to be a whole world. There seems to be people out of, I don't see anything. There's only this, but we assume that everything is happening over there. I don't see that. There's a whole dream of what's going on and filling in things and thinking about something, what you said about how do I live my life, or think, some people, you don't know. We don't know. And we try to learn, and we think, when I learn that, then I will do it every day. And then it doesn't work like that, maybe for a while, and then it doesn't work anymore. It's such an endless search, and it's so convincing because, that what you say, it seems like I'm learning that, and now I'm doing it, and it's still working. So there's a change before that. Mm-hmm. It's so convincing. But when you see, when there's a belief that you are doing that and it's your life, and the experience is also like that. So it works like that. So you see it also. And when somebody else sees, like, how could you believe that? It's not like that. Yeah, but because I don't know. It's your own things. It's also it's sometimes different than when somebody else is seeing what you are doing. So there's so many things going on there. And that whole survival and that me, how do you say me, that survival system, it's so clever. And it's saying things and then another time then saying the opposite or thinking, oh, I don't eat sugar anymore. Now it's going back. Oh, and then suddenly I'm seeing her taking sugar and I think, yeah, but it was and I think, it's amazing how strong that is. And it's not wrong, but it's a dream. Yeah. And it doesn't matter, and it's everything. So it doesn't matter if it's being busy with eating no sugar or doing a therapy course or things like that. Then that's what's happening. It doesn't say like, oh, you don't have to do anything anymore. No, no. When that's happening, that's life in that way. So that's it. It's everything. You don't have to think about, do I do the right thing? That's lost. That makes it very easy. Mm. There's somebody saying, oh, my household, that's a mess. And I think, oh, tomorrow I'm going to do the dishes and I don't do it. And then thinking there's still a me. That has nothing to do with me. There's not doing the dishes. Okay, then there's a lot of things on the floor or on the dishes. They are dirty. So what? Yeah. This is not about a better life. That it's about that whole dream that when there's something is happening, there's something on top of that all the way, all the time. Like, oh, I should do that. Oh, I didn't do that again. Oh, what do I do? Oh, no, oh, I did it wrong. Oh no, I did it very good. And that whole dream, that can be lost. That's a dream, and it's not real. It's a dream. It's not there all day. And me wants always some confirmation, some direction, some way to go, some answer, some that. And in this kind of meetings, there are no answers, no directions. So it falls a bit down. And then suddenly it's like, oh, that's it. Simple as that. And it is not about not having thoughts. When there are thoughts, it's life thoughting. That's not wrong. Thoughts can be there here too, of course. There's a chat. I got the time zone wrong and I came in very late. I think I have missed the speaker to another. Yeah, you have missed it. We already said everything now. So you just missed it. It will always be like that. It's always like that. Oh, I'm in the wrong queue. Oh, this queue is going faster. It's always like that. Yeah. When there's something wrong somewhere underneath, there's always something happening in that way, or in the wrong queue, or oh, did I do the right thing, or I should have done this, or oh, I forgotten, or there's always some. That's the dream of me. It's about trying to behave and doing the right thing because there's something not right yet. It's everything. It's already what is happening. There's no time. Oh, okay. There's some. Oh yeah. When there's another chat. When there's no doer, nothing remains undone. I heard lately, and I like this sentence. Then there wouldn't be a mess in the house, I guess. No. This is not about perfection in that sense. Everything is perfection. It's not about having a clean house or wearing clothes without any spots, or it's nothing to do. Oh, happily, it's not having to do anything with that. It's when that's happening, that's happening. It's not about this is right or this is wrong. It's what's happening. It's just describing that. Then there's some dirty dishes. Yeah, can happen. Or not. That's nothing to do with me. There can happen anything. There can happen accidents. There can happen falling because it seems like there's not seen that there was something. It's like that. This is not about perfection. That's another one. That seems that everything, when there's no me, there's perfection. Yeah, there is perfection, but the perfection is everything. It's everything. That's the unconditional part. Unconditional love. It's unconditional. So no conditions. Life doesn't have any conditions. It's everything. People make that in the dream. They're making conditions.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I recognize that from not eating sugar anymore. Last Thursday I thought that my hair better, but today I eat cocos blossom sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was a little bit strange. So am I doing yes? And I told first day that I didn't eat sugar anymore. But yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all nothing.
Yeah, there can be saying that. There can be, but it has no meaning.
Yeah. But can you say there is living in this nothing?
Living in this nothing, no, that sounds too complicated. It's just living.
Just living.
Apparently living, yeah. There's no big deal. We're trying to make, when there's trying to understand or making things clear, we think about what's going on and how it is and how it should be and things like that. But that's not there. So it's just, yeah, sitting in the garden and then walking inside, taking some drink or just that. It's nothing special. It's very simple. The same as everyone in that sense, of course. There's nothing going on about right or wrong. It doesn't come up about right or wrong. No. There's no right and wrong. No. And it can be busy, like, oh, I have to be in time because I did have an appointment at 2 and trying to bike very fast. And that's going on. So, for no reason. So, and then maybe too late, then that's it. I don't know if it's nice or not nice. It can both be both. Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm.
Hello, Rose. It's Christian.
Hi, Christian.
So I'm just thinking. I asked you a question, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember your answer. So it's about knowing. I think I'm trying to grasp what you said to practice it or to remember that.
Yeah.
It's
And it's already gone? Cool. You didn't write it down. Oh.
yes.
Yeah, it's like that.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's nothing to do with the answer. There's something
Yeah.
else. There's something else, and that's you can't grasp that. Yeah.
No. I understand.
Mm. Yeah, nice. It's nice. Thank you. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hi, Rose. I have another
Hi,
question.
hi. Yeah.
It's about next week. So, what?
Oh.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit what will happen?
I don't know. No, we're doing it from 1 till 5, so it is in the afternoon both days, and most of it's a bit like this, but then in real, not real. We're talking in that with people, and then
Right.
together, and then I start also most of the time. I start with some talking about this, and then we talk together, and it's not a big group, so it's I like that very much, that it's not a big group, because then it's not like this. It's very easy to just say something, not to wait for a question, but just talking together, and there's underneath that, and that's, yeah, it's great. I like it. So come enjoy.
Yeah. Okay. I will. I will. I will come on
Okay.
Sunday, but I will reserve. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Hi, Rose. Just a quick one,
Hi.
'cause I know you'll want to finish fairly soon. Can you just let me know when is your next? Do your English Zoom meetings follow a pattern? Is it
Yeah,
every 2 weeks?
it's every week. It's every week on the
It's every week.
Saturday,
Oh,
and it's on the Sunday also. From, yeah, it's my time. I can only say my time in the
yes,
morning
okay.
for my, but
Yeah,
it's every week now till the half of July, something like that. But
okay, so Saturdays, that's sort of sometime mid-morning sort of time, and then Sunday afternoons, is that, did you say?
no, yeah, it's in Holland. So I'm living in Amsterdam. So in
Yeah.
Amsterdam, it's from 4 till 5:30 in the
Oh, okay.
afternoon.
Right.
This meeting
Right.
is like that.
Oh, okay.
But you can see it on my website. You know my website?
Yeah, I had a quick look, but I think
Oh,
I
yeah.
got something wrong today. But
Oh, okay. But then there's all the other information about the times, and you can look at I don't know where you come from, so you can see
yeah,
how it's your time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I did notice that you'd got something booked for a live meeting in Amsterdam, as Renske just pointed out.
Yeah.
Is that going to be very nice for you? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice. That's so different than it's a bit. That's a straight. I did it in April somewhere, and I was so used only in all the Corona period, and then it's already 2 years. I only do this, and then suddenly I was sitting in front with some people there, and I was like, I don't know what to say. So it was so different. Yeah.
Did you get feelings of nervousness? I mean, does that ever happen?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, can happen.
Because if
Yeah.
that was me, I think that would That would be a very big challenge, because obviously the longer the period goes between your meetings, then the more difficult it is, or the more bigger deal it is anyway, I suppose.
Yeah, but we try to make an explanation about it. There can be suddenly like that, and then suddenly, and then sitting there, and it's already gone. But I forgot that it was already gone. So you remembered. So yeah, yeah, we are so into explanation. And we think it's about that. Maybe it's also something else. I don't know. So there can be anything, some feeling, and we think, oh, it's about what I have to do. So I'm nervous. Maybe it's not nervous. It's just like that.
Yeah.
It's like a very simple feeling. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad. I've just been looking, catching up with your previous videos here and there, and just really enjoying the way you communicate. It's a joy. So it's nice to meet you.
Thanks.
I'll try not to be late next time.
Oh, but I don't care. It's okay. Then it doesn't matter. It's okay.
I was I just wanted. I wanted to make it, but I'm so hopeless with time zones.
Okay. Yeah, that's difficult. I know.
Not my strong point.
Yeah. But it's always. I think it's difficult because all those, and then it's +2 and +1, and that's summertime, and my God.
Yeah.
I know.
It's not my.
I know.
It's not my strong
No, it's
point.
complicated. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to meet you anyway, Rose.
Yeah, thanks. Hi.
What time is it at your place now, Chris, then?
What? Sorry.
I'm wondering what time it is at where Chris is at now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just gone 4. I'm in the UK, so.
Oh yeah, so you're 1 hour before us.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, sure.
And Rose, because on your calendar it says that this is the last weekend that you're doing the Zoom meetings.
Yeah, but I thought it changed. I have some other ones coming after. I thought it's on my website. I did that.
Oh, I
You
don't know.
see that?
Yes, it's on your website. Yes.
Yeah, I did already change it because at first I wanted to do it like this, and then I thought, no, I do some longer. So I do it till the half of July, 14 July or 15, something like that. It's
I got
another
information from satsang.
Maybe I didn't change that. Oh, good to know. Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. There's another chat. Things are the most of the time going different than I planned. Oh, like I planned to be on this Zoom tomorrow and not today. Maybe that's a sign then there's no me deciding. It's not a sign, but it's of course it's no me deciding. So it's not wrong. That's what normally when it's going like that, we think, oh, I should plan better. I should think about it better, write it down, and it's going how it's going. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna write it down because all those things I forget. losing control seems very awful. Like, oh my God, I'm losing the control about my life, and there's already no control. And that's why this message is threatening, because we want to have control, and it can be, then there can be fear going on, because there's something not mentioning that there's no control. That's a huge thing, that control. And you can, maybe the word control is not it, but it's about some knowing. That's another chat. It's easy to see after something has already happened that there was no control. It's difficult to accept that we have no control what is coming. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah. There's a feeling of safety that you feel like, oh, I can decide. I can decide what's going on. Yeah. But it seems like it's important what's happening. That's more like it. And it's important what's happening because I want to feel good about myself, about my life, about what's going on. When that's lost, it doesn't matter. Doesn't mean that when there's a feeling like that I'm saying, oh yeah, that's okay. No, then it's that. Of course, then that's that. But there's nothing going on about, no issue about or trying to change it. It doesn't come up. It just not comes up. Then there's that feeling for a while. Can be there. Or sitting, last week I was sitting, I was meeting a friend and I was sitting there, I was biking, I think 1 hour to meet her, and then I was sitting there and she didn't, after 1 hour she wasn't there, so I was like, oh, what's going on? And then it was this week. Yeah, and that was on that moment, it was like, no. Yeah, can happen. So anything can happen. It's not that it's a perfect life in that sense that everything's going the right way. No, it's everything. It's very normal. It's not always fun or something like that. It's normal, like anything else. And the story seems so important, that the whole story and trying to work it out, to know, to control. And when that's lost, there's nothing changing in that what seems to happen. That's the same, but it's not the whole story is not with that. That's it.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
Yeah, it's just listening to you talk. It's almost as if there's what's happening, and then there's some voice in the head or some energetic whatever is projecting like relationships and almost like a second virtual world on top of that.
Yeah.
It's imagining, I have this is outside world, this things are going on.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's like this, everybody's got a universe inside their head with relationships and hopes and desires and the past. It's nothing there really.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. A virtual world is a nice word. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the
And
funny
it seems
thing
so
is,
real, huh? It seems so real
Yeah.
and real. Yeah.
and the voice in the head is always predicting doom. This is not going to turn out well. This is going to be terrible. And after it happens, it wasn't so bad. It's like, oh yeah. It's like, oh yeah, of course I always said this is going to be great.
Yeah.
The voice in the head is like taking all sides of an argument. Just, oh my God, it's hilarious.
Yeah. It's amazing how strong and how also that the believing is still happening there so much. It's amazing that you think, how could I be in that so much? I already knew, and still it goes on. It goes on. Yeah. That's the amazing thing. That's the energetic thing. It's so embodied. Yeah.
Yeah. If you listen to that voice for about 10 minutes, you see how wrong it is over everything. It's wrong about everything.
No, it's not wrong, but it's a misunderstanding more. It's like, it seems like so busy trying to make it right, and there's nothing wrong. That's more like it. It's more, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be very funny.
Yeah, it can be funny, really, yeah. Also. Or frustrating also. Yeah. Being a me certainly does use a lot of energy. That sure does. There's somebody saying I was on a party and then with this person I felt this and by the other person felt that. That's what we make of it. There can be feelings and then that's happening in the room. It's not from a person. Feelings happen in the room. And we think, it's from her and I'm feeling that or things like that. There can be feelings. There can be in a group and they're feeling this and then feel that. And then outside it's something else. So then they're feelings. And they just come and go. So doesn't matter. There's no meaning in that. Do you recognize that? There can be feelings when there's being in a group. There can be feelings. Oh, one moment. Wait, my ears. There can be feelings. I don't know where they come from. It's in the room, and then it's not being busy with that. I'm not busy with that. It can be feelings and then it's and then it's something else and maybe I don't know. It's no issue. Nothing is going on. I don't want that, or what is that, or things like that. It's anything can happen. Like normal everyone.
Daar is de chat.
Ja, dat had ik toch al.
Oké.
Oh wait. Nee. Nee, oké. Ja.
So you guys, there is no difference.
What? There is no?
There is no difference.
But between anything, no.
Yeah.
It's just different, but that's it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any meaning. Feelings don't have any meaning. We are so into feelings are meaning, and it's because of this. And this feeling, maybe we don't even know what it is because we're so quick in naming it. It's a sensation. It's not even in the body. It's somewhere in space. It's not mine. It's just feeling. So, or coffee, or the floor. There's no, in that sense, there's no difference.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. there's somebody asking, do you had also a period of crying? No, I don't remember. No, I don't know. No. When it was more like when I was in personal growth, that all that trying to feel what is happening and things like that. I liked crying because that felt like a relief. That then the body was relaxing. Yeah, it was very easy to do. It became in some way, it became an addiction, because it felt good to cry. Can happen like that, or there's something else happening. It's so different. You can't say. The me is the story. Me is there's something wrong. So there's no person, and that person can discover there's nothing wrong. There's no one. So there's no identity. There's no one. And that me, that seems that there's there's somebody inside this body. This body is real. Inside is my life. I have a life, and I'm doing things. I have to live, and so I have to have a job because I need money, and all those things like that. It seems very real and convincing. And there's also, now what's going on? Oh, I already forgot what I was wanting to say. Oh, now it's gone. Okay.
Chris has raised his hand.
Oh, Chris, go ahead.
Hi, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your flow. In previous video, you said something like, excuse me if I've got this wrong, I'll try.
Yeah.
You said there's no past, there's no future. In fact, I think you even said in the next breath, I think you said there's not even a now.
Yeah.
And then you went on, I think, to say, and that everything is created, or everything is new.
Yeah.
Here, now.
Yeah,
Everything
here
is new.
now is a bit like, because then
Yeah,
there's the power of now, but
Sure,
it's difficult to, it's impossible, nearly impossible to say how it is. So there's a trying. Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it really stuck. It's really quite impossible to grasp the magnitude of that.
Yeah.
For me,
Don't try, but don't try to understand, because that's impossible. But something, there can be some resonance, something like, oh, and then that's it.
It is strange. There's every now and then there's these very particular phrasing or ideas expressed that in a very special way just seem to, they just live with me.
And it goes in, and it's like, oh, and then
I can feel my mind. My mind is really trying. It wants to get hold of it, pick it apart, try and untangle it and put it back together again in a way that makes sense. But of course, by now I know that is completely futile.
Yeah. But it's also awful, because that's the normal way we are used to do that with the mind and all the thinking, and then suddenly it doesn't work. Oh, something like that can happen like that.
I tell you, also I have, especially with that one, the past, the future, the whole time. There's this doubter in me, the doubting voice. It wants to, wants to rubbish those statements. It's almost, there's this quite angry naysayer voice inside that wants to bash everything down as if that's absolutely absurd, that's totally ridiculous. But it's still there. And but when you say there's no past and there's no future, there's not even a now, let's call it a moment. It's not, you can't define it. That means there cannot be a heartbeat or a breath.
But that's it. That's what's happening. But that's not now. That there's a heartbeat or something like that. That's what apparently is happening.
But if I have a memory,
then if we think the memory is real and it really did happen, that's what we believe. Because we want to continue. Maybe it's like that, but I don't know. But yeah.
Then my mind starts thinking about things like, those ancient ruins of past civilizations.
Yeah. It's very convincing. Yeah, it's very convincing. But it's when there's so many things. It's endless and it's really convincing. But it's not an argument. It can't be an argument. But you say that maybe people say I have photographs of the past or shit like that.
Yes.
But that's what's happening. This.
In the moment when, this moment when it is focused on. Yeah.
And it seems like we are so capable of abstracting and believing that they were searching and they have proof that it's like millions years or 1,000 years or things like that. Yeah. It's very convincing.
Because I don't mind what's going on, but it's definitely a war that's going on inside me. There's a war. I don't really listen to anything else. This is it for me. This is what I this is all I'm interested in now. But so I'm heavily drawn to it all, and I keep getting drawn back and back to it, but there's a war about it, definitely.
But it's survival. It's the survival of me. Me don't want to die. Doesn't want to die. So it's fighting for its life. It's go on. It's because it's about death. This is about death. Not really like the body there, but it's death of that whole structure.
Very high stakes.
Yeah, and there seems very important things around it and proof and thing, and it's in a way it's killing it's the killer of that. So it's fighting back, or it's fighting. Yeah. You're not the only one. Yeah.
I mean, the belief systems that have crumbled in a relatively short space of time. I mean, I felt that they were for a long time, but it seems to have escalated to like nothing is sacred anymore.
Yeah.
Everything.
But that's amazing, because what's left? And then it's grasping things, maybe this or, of course, yeah.
I hear a lot of people experience fear with this. I think maybe a couple of months ago, maybe I'd had a few instances of that, or I don't know if I'd go as far to call them as a glimpse or something, but possibly. But I almost feel, as I said to somebody else, I almost feel that I should be, something's not quite being absorbed in me, because I must be resisting it on some level, because I'm not feeling the fear that I think.
Oh, but it doesn't need to be fear.
well, if we're talking about the death of me, I
Yeah.
think there's
Yeah.
going to be, surely there's going to be quite a bit of fear.
Maybe, but it's so different. You can't say what is normal. There's no normal.
No.
It's different. It's always different. All that bodies are different. Yeah.
I think it's,
Yeah.
well, I can feel an excitement more than
Yeah.
a
Can
fear.
too. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Can be
Yeah.
too. Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, sorry, I'm taking up the time. So
That's
thanks for the
okay.
meeting, though.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you
really good to
for
be with you.
sharing. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. So I was already starting a final talk and I didn't know what to say anymore. But this is it. Not knowing what to say is it. And that can happen or it doesn't happen. And it's always different. It can be there, it can be not there, it can be anything else. It can be just sitting, it can be ask a lot of questions or just only listening and saying nothing. It doesn't matter, but it's what's happening. So that what's happening, apparently, is this. It's everything. It's everything. So nothing can be wrong. That's the joy. That's the freedom. That it's everything. So no certain behavior, not this is the right way, this is better than that. It's everything. So, and it's not saying this is better, it's what it is. Not saying it's good or it's wrong, it's describing, it's just what it is, and it doesn't need to say, oh, this is what's happening. That's also a concept, but it's what's happening. It's very easy, very normal. The way it goes is already what is. So sitting here is it. That's everything. That's already it. No looking for this. This is everything. So thank you for joining. Great.
Thank you.